New York City is made up of 5 boroughs, each a distinct piece of a larger system. Together, they form a city of more than 8 million people, connected by infrastructure, divided by geography, and shaped by history, culture, and economy. In this video, we'll take a closer look at each borough, how they differ, what defines them, and how each one contributes to the city's identity. Our first stop is Manhattan, the economic, cultural, and administrative center of New York City. It covers just over 22 square miles, yet houses more than 1.6 million residents and attracts millions of workers and visitors each day. It is the city's most densely populated borough and its most commercially developed. The borough is home to many of New York's most recognizable institutions. Wall Street, the New York Stock Exchange, and the Federal Reserve Bank make it a global financial hub. Midtown contains corporate headquarters, major media companies, and large-scale retail. Broadway and the Theater District are central to the city's entertainment industry. Manhattan also includes major landmarks such as Central Park, Times Square, the Empire State Building, Grand Central Terminal, and the United Nations headquarters. These sites are not only iconic, but actively used by residents, commuters, and tourists on a daily basis. Public transportation in Manhattan is extensive. Nearly every subway line passes through the borough, and most residents do not own cars. Walking is common, and bike infrastructure continues to expand. Streets are organized on a grid system, which makes navigation relatively straightforward. Housing ranges from luxury high-rises to public housing developments. Rent is among the highest in the country, and the cost of living overall is significantly above the national average. Despite the challenges, many residents have lived in Manhattan for decades, often in stabilized or subsidized housing. The borough includes several major universities, world-class hospitals, and an unusually high concentration of cultural institutions. While space is limited, activity is constant. Manhattan operates as a center of decision-making, business, and culture, not just for New York, but on a national and international scale. The Bronx is located in the northern part of New York City and is the only borough primarily on the U.S. mainland. It has a population of approximately 1.5 million people and is one of the most ethnically and linguistically diverse areas in the country. The borough is home to several major institutions, including Yankee Stadium, the Bronx Zoo, and the New York Botanical Garden. It also contains Fordham University and several large hospital centers. The Bronx is widely recognized as the birthplace of hip-hop, which emerged from local communities in the 1970s. The South Bronx has historically faced challenges related to poverty, housing, and disinvestment, but recent decades have seen new development, infrastructure improvements, and increasing attention from city planners. Neighborhoods like Riverdale in the north are more suburban in feel, while areas like Morrisania and Fordham are much denser. Public transportation includes several subway lines and numerous bus routes. The borough is well connected to Manhattan and the rest of the city, though commuting times can vary significantly depending on location. Housing in the Bronx includes public housing developments, walk-up apartment buildings, and private homes. Rents are generally lower than in Manhattan and Brooklyn, making the Bronx one of the more affordable parts of the city for working families. The population includes large numbers of residents from the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Jamaica, Ghana, and other countries, and more than half of households speak a language other than English. The Bronx continues to grow and change while maintaining strong ties to community identity and local culture. Next stop is Queens, the largest borough of New York City by land area and the second most populous, with over 2.4 million residents. It is widely recognized as one of the most ethnically diverse urban areas in the world, with more than 150 languages spoken, and large immigrant populations from Asia, Latin America, the Caribbean, and Eastern Europe. The borough contains 2 of the region's major airports, John F. Kennedy International and LaGuardia, making it a key transportation hub for the city. It is also home to Citi Field, the stadium for the New York Mets, and the USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center, which hosts the annual US Open. Queens includes a wide range of neighborhoods, from densely populated urban centers like Flushing and Jackson Heights, to suburban-style areas like Forest Hills, Bayside, and Douglaston. The housing stock reflects this variety, with a mix of apartment buildings, single-family homes, and multifamily houses. Compared to Manhattan and Brooklyn, Queens offers relatively more space and lower housing costs, though prices have risen in recent years. Public transit includes multiple subway lines, buses, and commuter rail access through the Long Island Railroad. However, not all areas are equally well connected, especially in the eastern parts of the borough. Queens also contains major parks and green spaces, including Flushing Meadows Corona Park, the site of two 20th Century World's Fairs and the location of the iconic Unisphere. The borough has a strong base of small businesses, a wide range of schools and colleges, and growing tech and healthcare sectors. The diversity of Queens is reflected not just in language and food, but in religious institutions, cultural festivals, and storefronts. It functions as both a global gateway and a local community for millions of New Yorkers. Brooklyn is the most populous borough of New York City, with over 2.7 million residents. It occupies the western end of Long Island and borders Queens to the east and the East River to the west. Once an independent city, Brooklyn was consolidated into New York City in 1898 and remains culturally and economically distinct. The borough includes a wide variety of neighborhoods, ranging from dense urban areas like Bedford-Stuyvesant and Bushwick to quieter residential sections such as Bay Ridge and Marine Park. In recent decades, parts of Brooklyn have experienced rapid development and rising housing costs, particularly in neighborhoods like Williamsburg, downtown Brooklyn, and Park Slope. Brooklyn has a diverse population, with large Caribbean, Jewish, Italian, and Russian communities, as well as growing numbers of Latin American, Chinese, and South Asian residents. The mix of cultures is reflected in the borough's languages, food, businesses, and religious institutions. Major landmarks and institutions in Brooklyn include Prospect Park, the Brooklyn Museum, and the Brooklyn Academy of Music. The Barclays Center hosts sports and entertainment events and serves as a major anchor for development in the area. The Coney Island Boardwalk and Amusement District continue to be a seasonal destination for both locals and tourists. Brooklyn is served by numerous subway lines, making commuting to Manhattan and other boroughs relatively accessible from most areas. The borough is also connected by bridges, tunnels, and ferries. Many residents commute within Brooklyn itself, as local employment has grown in education, healthcare, tech, and the creative industries. Housing includes row houses, brownstones, apartment buildings, and public housing developments. While rising costs have created concerns about affordability and displacement, Brooklyn remains one of the most dynamic and densely populated urban areas in the United States. And finally, Staten Island, the least populated of New York City's 5 boroughs, with just under 500,000 residents. It is located in the southwest corner of the city and is geographically separated from the other boroughs by New York Harbor and the Arthur Kill. The Verrazzano Narrows Bridge connects Staten Island to Brooklyn, while the Staten Island Ferry provides free service to Lower Manhattan. The borough is more suburban than the rest of the city. Most residents live in single-family homes or low-rise buildings, and car ownership is common. Public transit is more limited compared to the other boroughs. There is no direct subway connection, though the Staten Island Railway runs through the eastern side, and a network of express and local buses connect to Brooklyn and Manhattan. Staten Island's population has grown steadily, and its demographics have changed in recent years. While it has historically been majority white and politically more conservative than the rest of the city, the borough has become more diverse, with increasing numbers of residents from Sri Lanka, the Philippines, Albania, Mexico, and various West African countries. The borough features significant green space, including the Staten Island Greenbelt, which offers hiking trails, wetlands, and preserved forest areas. Other major destinations include the Staten Island Mall, the Staten Island Zoo, and the Staten Island September 11th Memorial. The North Shore is more urbanized and undergoing redevelopment, while the South Shore remains primarily residential. Staten Island faces ongoing challenges related to transportation access, development, and environmental protection, but remains attractive to families looking for more space within city limits. It continues to offer a quieter pace of life, while still maintaining strong ties to the rest of New York City. That's the end of our journey through New York City's 5 boroughs, each one a world of its own. If you enjoyed the flight, leave a like, subscribe for more aerial tours, and share it with someone who loves exploring cities from a new perspective. Thanks for watching.